Greg Biffle, the legendary NASCAR driver known for his speed, skill, and humility, left the world in shock on the 18th of December 2025. That day, Biffle, his wife and two children were tragically killed in a plane crash at Statesville Regional Airport, an accident that claimed the lives of 7 people in total. For the town of Mooresville, North Carolina, where Biffle had lived and given back to the community for decades, the loss was devastating and deeply personal. Today, we share the story of his final goodbye, the emotional funeral that brought fans together, and the lasting legacy of a man whose impact extended far beyond the racetrack. In the days following the crash, the Mooresville community began gathering at Biffle's Walk of Fame plaque on Main Street. Flowers, handwritten notes, and racing memorabilia piled up, forming a growing memorial that became a focal point for grief and remembrance. Residents, friends, and fans stopped by, some standing in silence, others sharing stories about a man who was always willing to show up for his community. For Mooresville, this was not just the loss of a celebrity, it was the loss of a neighbor, a friend, and a figure who had shaped their lives in small but meaningful ways. Statesville is a smaller airport, so we know that if something happens, it's going to be someone close to home, said Mooresville Mayor Chris Carney, who had known Biffle personally for years. The mayor's words captured the sense of intimacy and personal loss felt by the town. Scanner audio from the night of the crash revealed the urgency of emergency crews rushing to the airport after reports of an aircraft emergency near the runway. The chaos of those hours is still remembered vividly by residents, a stark reminder of how quickly tragedy can strike. Biffle's death came just months after he had been honored with induction into the Mooresville Walk of Fame. The recognition celebrated not only his racing achievements, but also his extensive philanthropic work throughout North Carolina. "We did his induction just a couple of months ago," Mayor Carney said. "We gave him a resolution for all of the work he did in Western North Carolina." The timing of this tribute added a layer of poignancy to the story. Biffle had been celebrated in life, yet his passing reminded everyone of how fragile life can be, even for someone who seemed larger than life. Residents recalled Biffle's quiet generosity and willingness to help. Many spoke of his involvement in Hurricane Helene relief efforts and his support of local charities. Paresh Patel, a Mooresville resident, said, "It hit really close to home. He is from the area, and he's done a lot of work here. He was a tremendous asset during Hurricane Helene." These stories highlighted the side of Biffle that many did not see on television or at the racetrack, the man who gave selflessly without seeking recognition and who genuinely cared about the people around him. The memorial near his plaque became more than just a collection of flowers and notes. It became a space for collective grief and healing. Joe Salim of Troutman described it as a place that offered comfort amid loss. "It actually calms me down a little talking to people who are having this pain too," Salim said. "We help each other, and we have to be kind." That is what Greg would have wanted, and his family. Salim, who met Biffle through autograph sessions and community events, called the loss of the entire family surreal. "A lot of people are in pain," he said. "He was certainly one of the best people I've ever met." The funeral itself was an emotional gathering. Fans, friends, and family members came together to honor Biffle's life, his generosity, and his impact on the racing community and beyond. Stories emerged of his dedication to helping others, whether through charity events, autograph sessions, or volunteering during disasters. Those who spoke of him remembered a man who remained grounded despite fame, someone whose presence was always approachable and genuine. Mayor Carney shared memories of Biffle's quiet acts of service. He recalled nights when Biffle stayed late, signing autographs and raising money for children in need. Earlier that night, he did Toys for Tots. There was a line around the street trying to raise toys for needy kids, and he sat there all night long signing autographs, Carney said. These moments showcased the heart of a man who understood that being a champion wasn't just about winning races, it was about inspiring others, giving back, and leaving the world a better place. Throughout the funeral, the themes of family, community, and service were repeatedly emphasized. Biffle was remembered as a devoted husband, a loving father, and a friend to many. The tragic loss of his wife and children alongside him added an unimaginable weight to the grief. Each story shared reinforced the idea that Biffle's legacy was defined as much by his personal character as by his professional accomplishments. Fans who had followed Biffle's career for years spoke of his humility and the way he engaged with people. He was not a distant celebrity. He made himself accessible to his fans and always took the time to connect. Many remembered attending local charity events or lining up for autograph sessions, where Biffle would spend hours interacting with them personally. His generosity was not performative, it was genuine, a reflection of who he was as a person. Biffle's impact extended beyond racing victories and trophies. He was a mentor to young drivers, a supporter of community initiatives, and a figure who believed in using his platform for good. His death, along with that of his family, resonated across multiple communities, leaving a void felt both on and off the track. The plane crash that claimed his life served as a harsh reminder of the fragility of life. Emergency crews responded quickly, but nothing could prevent the tragedy. The suddenness of the loss intensified the grief, making memorials, the funeral, and community gatherings all the more vital as spaces for mourning and reflection. Even as residents and fans mourned, stories of Biffle's generosity continued to surface. From helping children in need to volunteering during disasters, his actions left lasting impacts. Mayor Kearney emphasized that Biffle's work extended far beyond the racetrack. He was a champion in every sense, Kearney said. Not just for what he did professionally, but for the way he lived, the way he gave back, and the way he inspired people around him. The memorial in Mooresville continues to grow, symbolizing the admiration and love people felt for Biffle. Residents gathered to pay their respects, sharing memories, and offering comfort to one another. The site serves as a reminder that Biffle's influence was both broad and deep, touching the lives of fans, neighbors, and countless others who were inspired by his actions. Greg Biffle's funeral highlighted that legacies are measured not just by fame or success, but by the lives touched and the hearts inspired. While his career on the racetrack was extraordinary, it was his generosity, humility, and devotion to family and community that truly defined him. Biffle's story reminds us that greatness is not just about achievements, but about character and the positive impact one leaves behind. Even in death, Greg Biffle's influence lives on. Fans, friends, and community members continue to honor his memory through stories, tributes, and acts of service inspired by his example. From the racetrack to the streets of Mooresville, his life exemplified purpose, integrity, and compassion. The memorials and emotional farewells ensured that Biffle will be remembered not only as a NASCAR legend, but as a man who used his life to make a difference. The tragedy of losing Biffle and his family serves as a stark reminder of how fleeting life can be. Yet, amidst grief, solace is found in the stories, memories, and lasting impact he leaves behind. From fans who lined the streets during races to those who benefited from his charitable work, countless lives bear witness to his generosity and warmth. The final goodbye at his funeral was more than a farewell. It was a celebration of a life fully lived, one that inspired, gave hope, and strengthened community bonds. In the end, Greg Biffle's legacy extends far beyond racing. It is reflected in the lives he touched, the families he helped, and the community strengthened by his actions. While the funeral offered a moment to grieve, it also served as a powerful reminder of who he was, a champion on the track, a servant to his community, and a man whose heart and actions will be remembered for generations.